Welcome to Cohesive Friendship Unit. My name is Chris. I'm here with Jake.
Hey guys.
I'm here with Jeremy.
Yo, what's up?
And I am here with Brian.
What's going on?
Guys, Nintendo Indie World presentation happened and it was really solid. We got a lot of great announcements. I already did a video on Super Hot and why you shouldn't sleep on that game. You can check that out. There's going to be a card. But what opened this show, and I've seen nobody talking about this. I've not seen Kind of Funny Games. I have not seen Switch Force. I have not seen any of them talking about Risk of Rain 2, guys. Risk of Rain 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch this summer. We are going to talk about this game as if we need another excuse to make a video about Risk of Rain 2. We have one. But before we get into it, we are doing a giveaway, guys. We are 10 subs away at the time of recording to giving away a copy of Northgard on Steam. All you got to do is subscribe. Check out our channel page for more information if you want in on that. Guys, Risk of Rain 2, Nintendo Switch, I remember when this game came out, I was like, damn, I wish this was on Nintendo Switch. Here we go.
This game is so much fun.
Yeah.
Good game. So
and it's perfect for it's perfect for Switch or like a mobile platform like that, because I don't know. This is a now classic. Like, it's gonna be classic someday.
I can guarantee you at least one of us, probably all four of us, will talk about this at Game of the Year 2019. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed.
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing about it is like, even with the sales that it's had, which is remarkable for an early access indie game from a 3-man dev team or a 3-person dev team, like, it's still not, like, not everybody knows about it, you know? So yeah. Like, and I think that fundamentally this has the same, like, it has the same essence as like Smash or, I mean, my favorite underdog, Kirby Air Ride. Like, it's fun. The game in and of itself is fun to play as many times as you would like to play it, and we've played it for
over 50,
many hours.
Over 50 each. Jake,
yeah.
What is this game?
This game is hard to describe. It's a roguelike, but it's not your traditional kind of get stronger the more you play. A lot of roguelikes, you go through, it's hard as fuck. You slowly get stronger with persistent upgrades. In this game, the gameplay gets harder the longer you're in the game, and you're really just trying to get to the end, the final stage where you, in Risk of Rain, the original, you beat the boss. I'm sure we'll end up there eventually.
1.0, we get a boss.
In this case, you need to go like 5 or 6 stages usually before you can get to the end.
So it's a roguelike, but it's multiplayer and it's 3D, which is unique.
Which is very unique.
Yeah.
But this kind of popped into my head while Brian was thinking or talking. But back when we played PUBG and we did not hate that game, the reason we liked that game was it was kind of fun to just like be in the game, hang out and talk while we're kind of shooting the breeze. But the problem with PUBG is it was exceptionally boring. You just walked around for 30 minutes.
Whereas then you got shot in the head.
It's fun, but it's not like it's not a mentally challenging game. Like, I'm not rubbing all my brain cells together just to figure out how to kill all these enemies. So we can have a ton of fun playing the game and hang out with our friends whenever we want, and it's awesome.
It has, to me,
crossplay.
It's got some Binding of Isaac energy, like.
It's a roguelike.
And obviously, yeah, in that they're both roguelikes, but just that, like, as Brian was saying, you can just, even though you're not necessarily progressing, as Jake was saying, you're not gaining upgrades, you're not getting stronger upon playthroughs, just, like, there's something very addictive in the way that you could, like, do, you know, quite a few Isaac runs back to back to back. It has a similar kind of appeal, I think.
So we should mention that this game is not complete yet, but it is. That's the thing. This is like the perfect, for me at least, an example of a early access game, if we want to call it that, done correctly, in that I think we have had, in like 50 hours each, to my knowledge, we've had like 1, maybe 2 true like crashes where someone just gets like messed up. Like, it is extremely stable, and there's plenty of content, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's a lot.
Well, and there's a million ways to replay. Like, every replay is fundamentally different based on what items you get or what you're looking for, and that changes everything. So that's what I think adds a lot to that sort of addictive nature that Jay was talking about. Like, you know that the next time it's going to be more or less the same, but like you'll have different stuff, and because the stuff changes so much how the game plays, like that, it makes you want to play it again and say, oh, this time let's see how it goes this time with a different set of shit. Like,
so
it's well done. It's very well done.
I want to talk about who this is for, in the sense of, should you buy this if you're only going to play this single player? Should you buy this if you're going to play online but with strangers? And should you buy this for your friends? Because I think that's definitely worth exploring for this game.
So,
I mean,
yeah. Yes.
Yes to all.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You should
All right.
buy it.
Well, let's do
No, but
single player is the most...
I do have a yeah.
Jeremy, go ahead.
I do have a specific response. I don't find it as fun in single player. It is still fun. I have played it. I've beaten it in single player. But I think partially it's like a difficulty curve thing. And I think this goes to what you were saying, Chris, in that this was released in a very playable state that you could play through beginning to end after a couple of tries on normal and then eventually hard difficulty and still enjoy the game. I think for me, the only issue with single player is that once you become like fairly competent at it loses some of the appeal and some of the freshness a little bit, just because it's not particularly challenging. Kind of going to what Jake said, it's hard, but it's not hard. But we know that a lot more is coming out on that end. We know that there are more characters being rolled out. We know that there's more end game content being added. And so it just, very appropriate to, I think, how players are kind of interacting with the game and then what's being offered. I would say this doesn't sound as appealing to me to play with strangers. I don't do that generally anyways. But going back to, I think, Jake's point, a lot of the appeal to the game, in my opinion, is having a really solid and fun game, but also, coordinating with your friends, discussing where certain items are, who's going to play what character, playing. It's fairly collaborative. There's especially certain characters that only work very well in a multiplayer setting, and I think that probably works best with friends that you know. So I think it would be fun for anybody. I would definitely recommend it to anybody, but I would say to me, it's primarily a multiplayer game with friends, and then probably the other two options.
And I've played a lot of single player, and I enjoy it. It's definitely not for everyone, but I think there's a lot of depth from single player to multiplayer. You play it very differently, and I think that adds a lot of content to it. So even if you buy it for single player, it's definitely worth playing with randos a couple times. I would agree with Jay. Not very fun with randos because there's actually a little bit of strategy that goes into the multiplayer that is definitely lost with just random people. But either way, like, you can't go wrong with this game, and it's not expensive. And I have 80 hours in this game already, and it's not even a finished game.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say, like, this is actually my biggest concern with it coming out on the Switch. There's one game with native voice chat, like, just built into the game, and that is Fortnite. And I imagine that our Risk of Rain 2 will not be the exception to that rule. Like, I don't think it will have voice chat. The voice chat you're going to have is going to be with your friends, which is fine. And most people just use Discord anyway on the Switch. But with strangers, there is a little bit of coordination. Like, basically, you have to decide when to teleport. And sometimes you'll lose a little optimization if everyone just kind of waits around for a minute. It's not the end of the world if you can't talk. You don't need to talk to play this game as a team. It definitely helps. And that's honestly the biggest detractor, because at least when I was doing multiplayer with strangers, I would always just type messages. I wouldn't even need voice chat necessarily. You could just say, like, ready, question mark. That's all you really need. So I wonder if they could add some, like, hot chat stuff, like, you know, just some like one-word quips or something. That would be nice.
Like
but
Rocket League has.
exactly, very similar to Rocket League. That would be awesome. But other than that, yeah, I think if you buy it, I would lean towards online play, be it with friends or strangers, but not necessary. Like, single player is fun enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm coming from this as a perspective of someone that generally does not like this type of game. Like, I tend to like the more simulation stuff that moves kind of slowly, and, you know, my reflexes aren't great, I'll admit that. But it is definitely meant for playing with your friends. Like, it's definitely meant for playing as a team that can communicate with each other, because, like, that's a huge part of it, because your loadout is so important. Making sure the right people get the right items is really important to whether you succeed or you fail, especially as you get into the later levels. So that's why I would, like, you know, it's what, $15? You should definitely buy it for your friends. Like, if you get it for 3 of your buddies, you'll have a great time with this for many hours. It's not complicated. There's not a whole lot of deep. I mean, there's in-depth mechanics, but it's not hard to get into. Like, it's like, oh, I get this, and this is exactly what it does, and you can see the effect immediately. And pretty quickly you can get into, okay, he needs this, and they need that, and whatever, and work together as a team, and it feels like an actual team victory when you win, because you know, everybody was working together to get to that point. I've never played it in single player. Like I said, I don't generally find this type of game appealing, but for multiplayer, it's absolutely fantastic. Like, the amount of, I don't know, just depth that the gameplay forces, I guess. That, you know, in terms of interaction with your team and knowing what's going on with the game and where stuff is and kind of knowing the maps, like, it's really, really well done. And it's well worth the less than $20 that you're going to pay for it. So, get it.
Hell yeah.
And we don't have an exact release date, but the teaser said summer this year. And if you look at their forecast for updates, which they have a very good forecast, the next big one is summer. So we don't know if Switch will be on the same timeline as PC. It's usually not. But hopefully you guys, if you get it on the Switch, will have the summer update. And these updates are massive. The June one changed the game dramatically.
Yeah.
So you'll be coming in with one of the big updates where you get Skills 2.0, which is going to be huge.
Artifacts?
And a whole bunch of other good stuff. So, good time to get the game. And they didn't say anything about crossplay, but poo-poo. Crossplay would be great. Please put it in. It would be amazing.
Yeah, Chris, if you're listening. Chris makes the music
Keep
for those.
composing those jams.
Yeah. All right. Well, do we have any closing thoughts for this super fun game?
Still good.
Still good. I agree. Still good.
I'm calling it future classic, and I think that the Switch thing is going to be huge for them. I think that, like, there's enough that's appealing about this game. Just like, once you get into it, that they'll sell a lot of them, and hopefully they'll come out with some more stuff that's of equal quality.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, I think that about does it. I think we're good. Don't sleep on Risk of Rain 2. But speaking of things our viewers shouldn't sleep on, Brian.
Well, you know, if you've played this game, you know, go ahead and hammer your thoughts on that down in the word box. Don't sleep on that. Or if you haven't and you're thinking about trying it, give us your thoughts on that too, because we love responding to comments and all that. And like Chris said at the beginning of the video, we're giving away a copy of North Boy. North guy?
Northgard.
Northgard, dude.
Northgard.
We're pretty damn close to actually getting the number of subs, so go ahead and click that subscribe button, because if you watch this far, you probably like the video. And smoke them if you get them, guys. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
Thanks, Brian. I'm just going to throw out, we have a Risk of Rain 2 playlist, so you can check that out. But we will catch you guys next time.